Hello everyone, I am Burcu ERDAÐ from Istanbul University. I work as a lecturer in the foreign language department. So today my topic is gonna be about Shakespeare's attitude in his plays. Mainly I'm gonna talk about his play named The Merchant of Venice. The title is Shakespeare an anti-Semite. So I'm gonna try to discuss if whether he's an anti-Semite writer or not. Yes, let's start. This is table of content. I will start with my abstract. The historical background of the Venice at those times of the Venice is the where the play is held. The living conditions of the minorities, including Jews and other populations, and then an analysis of the Merchant of Venice. Also, I'm gonna compare Christopher Marlowe's Barabbas. He's also a Jew character. The name is the Jew of the play is the Jew of Malta, and I'm gonna compare two Jew characters and the attitude of writers in the plays in order to prove that Shakespeare is not an anti-Semite writer. Then, of course, my conclusion will be coming at the end. So this is my abstract. I want to read it. There have been lots of studies about Shakespeare's attitude towards minorities living in this society. Several critics claim that Shakespeare is a racist and even an anti-Semite writer. There also have been others who have refused this opinion and supported Shakespeare as the fact that he's an objective playwright. In this paper and this study, I will discuss whether Shakespeare an anti-Semite, especially focusing on his play, The Merchant of Venice. Additionally, the reasons why Shakespeare is neither a racist nor an anti-Semite will be discussed successively. While arguing this issue, this paper will examine the historical background of Venice at those times, the living conditions of the minorities, including Jews and other populations, and special quotations from Shakespeare's play. The comparison of Christopher Marlowe's Barabbas in the Jew of Malta and Shakespeare's Jew character Shylock will highlight the discussion about the Shakespeare's attitude in relation to Marlowe's previous work. Of course, Marlowe's work, like the Jew of Malta, was before Shakespeare's play. And so I have keywords. Let's start with the historical background of Venice at those times. So Venice was popular for its population of aliens. It was a multicultural and multinational city due to the fact that it provides a home to homeless people, including Jews. Later on, I'm gonna tell about more why this homeless word, why I use this word. As a result, Venice become the city of diverse populations. Venice is differentiated from Europe because Europeans didn't respect the religion of Jews. However, Venetians gave them right to believe what they wanted. Since Venice became a city of diverse populations, it will be correct to interpret that the city of Venice is associated with the ideas of justice, tolerance, equality, independence, of course, in limited levels. The second, yes. Also, now I need to talk about living conditions of minorities, including Jews and other populations. This is also important, like their conditions in those times in 16th century. The Jews were minorities and Venetians do not consider them as citizens, right? And so then there were a low number of Jews living openly in 16th century England. So because of that, we cannot encounter many plays or works in which the focus is on the Jews or minorities. So the Jews were minorities, and Venetians do not consider them as citizens. So Martin Luther and the Samuel Purchas named Jews as homeless and failed assimilation. So these two writers call them homeless assimilations. So also Kitsch, another writer, says they have proved themselves in trade. They have caught the attention of Christians as a nation, but also Jewish people, Jews were very unique in terms of their tendency to remain aliens in Christian society. For example, if they live in Spain or France, they wouldn't be identifying themselves as a Spaniard or Frenchman, but a Jew. So they have struggled to sustain their identity. And Shylock, our Jew character, is just one of them who is trying to have his rights. Yeah. So now let's talk about the Merchant of Venice. So in this play, like this is a very important to eliminate my topic because like here, the Jewish character, how Shakespeare described him, how he gave voice to Shylock's feeling is like kind of a improvement to Shakespeare's attitude, neutral attitude, let's say. Here, I want to start talking about telling that the genre of the play could be both tragedy and comedy, because like the perspective of the reader will determine the type of the play. For example, if you are looking at from Jew's point, so then the play is going to be a tragedy for sure. But if it's from the Christian side, of course, it's a comedy, a typical comedy with the typical ending like marriage, happy ending, punishment of the villain. Those kind of features are the end of a comedy. So we have them. So, but this play also tells about Shakespeare's attitude, right? Because the genre of the play has changed from comedy to tragic comedy over time. The reason lies under the interpretation of the play. So for the society, as I told you, for the Christians in those times, this play is a comedy. But however, today we consider it's a mixture of comedy and tragedy. So thanks to Shakespeare's mastership in conveying messages regarding the Jews as aliens. Here we have a quotation from the play, The Merchant of Venice. Here, the Jew character, Shylock, he is, when Antonio asks money from him to borrow money, he was so angry, and like his feelings are so real here. We could understand how he feels. Like he's telling him like had a dog money, because like he used to call him like Shylock as a dog, and like you spat on me, you disrespected me, those kind of all those disrespectful behaviors, and now are you asking money from me, kind of. So here the outbreak of Shylock is so real. Like we feel him, we sympathize with Shylock as a reader. So this is very important. So Shylock can fearlessly express his anger, right? And because like the Antonio representing the Christian society, they behaved so badly, so unfairly to Jewish people. So he's kind of, you know, asking, kind of expressing, representing the Jewish people. Also, like in this anger is not only belongs to Shylock, but also the Jewish nation. So here, Shakespeare's mastership lies in the speech and asides of Shylock as in this one. And because Shakespeare made his difference clear and incredibly expressed the feelings of Jews who were isolated and seen as outsiders by the society in those days. Also, making the Jews' voice heard in the reader's sympathizes is perfect evidence in justification of Shakespeare towards his being an anti-Semite writer. How could someone express the feelings of whom one despises? Like, we clearly see here, like in this play, from the Shylock's conversation asides, that like Shakespeare's know the pain of Jewish people, how they feel towards this isolation from the society, disrespectful behaviors towards them. Shakespeare, he understands because he is so clearly expressing their anger and unfair treatment. So here I said, if Shakespeare had been a racist or an anti-Semite writer, he would have given no importance to Shylock's part in the play. But this part, Shylock's part, is very important because reader can feel, sympathize with Shylock. And also, the play contains most important answers to all racism claims. Shakespeare expresses Shylock's feelings so deeply that we may see him as one of us, although he's seen as an outsider even today. Now I want to talk about the previous work of Christopher Marlowe called The Jew of Malta. He's also representing a Jew character called Barabbas. But Shakespeare's play, The Merchant of Venice, is like after this play. It was written after the Jew of Malta. So a comparison, or like half Marlowe represented Barabbas and how Shylock represented Shylock, Shakespeare represented Shylock, will also give us some clues about Shakespeare's attitude. Shakespeare, in a way, recreates the Jew character of Marlowe. However, in this time, Shakespeare refuses to stereotypical Jew image and unusually makes the reader pity the Jewish character. This is very important. Like Marlowe's character is more like a Jewish as the stereotypical Jewish character, which is like we're fond of money, dying for money, but with Shakespeare's character, Shylock, we feel like pity on him. How he is disrespected, how he was unfairly treated, all those things makes us have pity on him. Differently from Marlowe's Jew character, Shakespeare's Jew character Shylock is more likely to make us think that he is also a human being and he has feelings, of course. His asides towards Antonio clearly shows his feelings, how hurt he is. And if Shakespeare makes the reader hear the voice of Jew, which is very unusual at its time, he can be called nothing but a strong supporter of Jews and who are considered as outsiders. He is kind of, we could also say this, like if Shakespeare can so like excellently expresses their hurt feelings, and so we may call him as a supporter, like maybe a secret, hidden supporter. Yes, we have mercy for Shylock because of his asides. Description of Shylock is a negative stereotype of Jews, and he shows how this fictional character was the model for self-understanding of creative writers, of course, starting with the Shakespeare himself. Yeah, this is the conclusion I have from the this comparison and the Merchant of Venice analysis. There are several evidences of the fact that Shakespeare is a natural playwright, even in the favor of minorities in his play. And Shakespeare turned Shylock into a sympathetic character with his talented pen, so that the reader can feel the sadness of Jewish people. Shakespeare focused on the cruelty of Antonio in the name of Christians, and that has made us concentrate on the pain of Shylock. So at this point, Shakespeare showed his mastership, and if we could feel or sympathize with Shylock, that means there is no way to call Shakespeare an anti-Semite writer. Of course, his plays are interpreted differently over time. Yes, I hope you enjoyed my presentation. This was the end. Thank you for your attention. Please have a nice day.